Hello and welcome to Talk Yarny to Me. I am your host, Oddknit's Adventure. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Oddknit's Adventure. You can read my very neglected blog at oddknit.wordpress.com. And hello! Today is Tuesday, the something of March. I keep looking at my calendar. My calendar should be in that gap there. I keep forgetting to put it back up. 14th? 15th? 14th, tomorrow's the 15th, because Thursday the 16th I'm working all day. Yes. I know these things. I'm amazed I manage to get up in the morning sometimes. So, today is Tuesday the 14th, is that what I decided on? Of March. Hello and welcome to my crazy mind. I'm going to keep wibbling around because I sit on the floor. For those of you who are new, I sit on the floor. Generally do all the time. Lean against a chair. This is a chair underneath multiple layers of knitwear. But I don't sit on that. Who sits on chairs? Not me. I lean against the backs of them as I sit on the floor. Yeah. I'm not really sure what to say other than welcome. I've got new hair. This is my birthday hair. I decided to dye my hair slightly differently for my birthday, which was the 9th, which was Thursday last week. And I added a little bit of purple underneath. Yeah, so I've got so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm blue. And then, woohoo, no I'm not. And it matches my exploration station, which I'm wearing today, quite nicely. You can see those. This is a Thoroughly Knit Picks invention. I think that was Poppy Fields. I think that was Amethyst. And I think the green's called Canopy. As to what the blue was called, I don't know. But it's Knit Pick Stroll Tonal, I think, is what it's called. And I'm just going to have another little wiggle. That's what I do, apparently. So, speaking of things that match my hair colour, what's that, Amy Lulu? Who lives in southeast of England, just sort of in the country, in the garden of England as it's known as Kent. You've got an Edinburgh Yarn Festival wristband on. Well, that must mean you were in Scotland this last weekend. Well, the answer is yes. Yes, I was. A keen eye among you. I went to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. Woo! Because I went on the Friday because that was the day after my birthday. So it was my little birthday. If only it had happened on my birthday, although I'm sure if I wait long enough it will actually be on my birthday. So I was like, said to my boyfriend, oh, it just so happens to be a yarn festival on my birthday, or near my birthday. Maybe we should go, yes? Yes. And yes, we went and I loved it and it was amazing and I want to go back, and I did not do as much as I wanted to because I was dragging a poor young man. I say young, he's going to be very old in a few weeks' time. Just because I like to wind him up about that. That's the Edinburgh Zoo. Looking for the Edinburgh Zoo Festival then. I'm looking for my leaflet for the Yarn Festival. I just shan't show you the leaflet. But I went to Edinburgh Yarn Festival. I can't remember why. Oh yes, I was going to show you because I was going to tell everyone. I went in every single room. It was not another repeat of Unravel. and there was a small amount of panic. I walked into the podcast lounge bit because I wanted to check out Blacker Yarns and whatever else was in there. I walked in there, went ah, because there were so many people, and then proceeded to walk back out again. I may have this cool, calm exterior in these little vloggy, posty, YouTubey videos, but I panic. I'm scared. I say I'm scared. I'm terrified of people because I have a habit of not really keeping my friends. I'm terrified of everyone. And I feel sick when I have to meet people and talk to them, and I get scared, and like I unravel. I didn't buy a shawl pin because I really wanted to go to the booth that had really nice shawl pins, because I really need one, and that they had lovely wooden ones. They were gorgeous, like round things with the probably really reasonably, like a lot cheaper than I was expecting them to be. So I was like, yes, going in for that. But there were so many people at that booth, I couldn't get in, and she was obviously a very chatty lady, and I just couldn't. I chickened out, and I regret it now, because at the time I thought, it's okay, Unravel was a test run, I'm going to go to Edinburgh Yarn Festival, there'll probably be shawl pins there. Yes, there were shawl pins there, but there were silver ones that were a little bit out of my price range, and then there was these beautiful ceramic ones that I loved. Don't get me wrong, they were absolutely beautiful, very colourful, very vibrant, lovely. But here's my problem. I am a very brightly coloured person. I wear a lot of varying colours. So if I bought a beautiful purple shawl pin, yes, it would go rather nicely with my exploration station, but it might not go so well with my Pure Joy, or my Viajante, or my weird green thing that I made years ago. You know, it wouldn't fit with all of it. And I think I don't want something that's going to detract from the shawl. I want something plain, because I tend to have jazzy shawls on. I tend to have like a plain outfit. I tend to go for a plain outfit, jazzy shawl. And like, I just need something that's plain. And unfortunately, I didn't find anything I liked at Edinburgh, which is fine. It's fine. I'm sure I'll find something somewhere. You know, this time yet. I'm merely 24. Oh, so old now. It's a great difference going from 23 to 24. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get to 25. Oh no, that scares me. Let's not talk about that. So, yeah, that's the kind of thing that I do. I panic. I run. I'm very good at running away. In particular, Corner of Craft. I do apologise, Hannah. And also, I get really nervous giving people gifts. Even like my mum and my dad, I feel sick when I give them a present because I'm scared I'm not going to like it. Because I love buying presents for people. I love really thinking about it. I put a lot of effort in to the present. I wrap it nicely. I put ribbon on it. I put all sorts of lovely, nice things. And I really go all out. And my favourite kind of presents for people are lots of little things. And so when I give someone something, I feel really sick, because I really want them to like it, and I really want them to like me, and not think I'm some weirdo. So this is supposed to be an Edinburgh Yarn Festival vlog, but it's turning into my insanity vlog. So we shall see how this goes. Considering I said in my last podcast, show, YouTube video, whatever you want to call it, me, I didn't want to talk for. It's not I don't want to talk for too long. I don't want to film for too long. But caution to the wind. Let's go crazy. So, my insanity aside, I had a lovely time at Edinburgh. I'm going to show you my bags of yarn. So, forgive me for having a rather large haul. But this is what I got from Edinburgh Yarn Festival. This is an Oddknit Fandango bag, which is my favourite tote bag. It goes with me everywhere. It's from Oddknit London in Waterloo, which is where I go for my knit nights. because it's amazing. I love it there. Speaking, I've bought a bit of yarn recently, and I'm looking over at my hutch, as it's known. It's a little cabinet. It's tealy coloured and it's beautiful, and it's got like little windows and 2 little doors. That's what that means. Little windowy doors. I do talk with my hands. It does happen. It's full. I am full at the inn, and I have got to find a home for this lot. So I better get knitting, and I'm really pleased that Amy Florence, Stranded Dye Works, of the Stranded podcast. Like, to me, she's just Amy. She's my mate. She doesn't know it. She's my mate. She's doing a knit British cow, which, yeah, I have bought. Some British, some not. But I do have an awful lot of British yarn in my stash. I have West Yorkshire Spinners, everything from Unravel. Actually, not everything from Unravel. Everything in my fade is what I mean. That's British. That's a mixture of Hand Dyed by Kate, Fine Fish, and Stranded Dye Works. So that's will all be. So I'll be able to hopefully. Oh, I should save my fade for when. Yes, I shall cast on my fade. I'll do as much as I can before Stash Dash, so that I can cast it off during Stash Dash, and then I will win Stash Dash. How many times do you say Stash Dash in a sentence? So, there we are. Because I am feeling a bit, I keep casting things on and I'm not finishing, and it's actually making me feel a bit kind of like I need to finish something. So that's a good point. Stash Dash. That's coming up. Anyway, let's start with the first one I went to, which was, they gave me this awesome badge, which I promptly put straight. Now that's a tautology. I promptly put on my tote bag, which I've just taken it off now. I went to the Wool Kitchen. I have no idea how that, because when I shop, and one of the vendors was quite impressed with the way I shop. I look at the stand, I see something I want, I go for it straight away. I don't, like a lot of people will pick lots up and put them together, and I just immediately go, I want that, I want that, and I want that. Put it together, Bob's your uncle, give me, here's my money, just take my money. That is how I shop. I don't dilly-dally, I don't. So basically, I could walk, so I thought, no, I will do what they say, I will walk around and then purchase. But of course, the first stand I go to, the Wool Kitchen, I want it and I want it now. And I saw this. Now this, I normally say, I'm not a purpley person, I'm not a pinky person. So I ended up 2 skeins of this silvery grey colour with pink and purple. Not really speckles, but just kind of flashes of colour. And that's the first thing I did, because I just saw it and I was like, I knew I wanted it. I didn't want to walk around. That's just the way I shop. So I think I'm going to throw caution to the wind and just stop doing that. Because I did that on Ravel. I just kept walking round and round and round and probably looked a bit weird. Well, I probably looked a bit weird because I was probably red in the face and terrified of everyone. Looked like a rabbit in headlights. But that's my general look. But yeah, there's the Wool Kitchen's label. This is a merino wool and silk 50-50 blend. So it's quite luxurious. It's a 4-ply weight, 400 metres, and it is the jellyfish colourway. And I love it. I think it's going to be a really beautiful shawl. Because I did have a shawl in mind that's actually a sport weight shawl, but I don't think I can get away with 2 skeins. I think I would need a third, so it's fine. I'm sure I will find something else. I think last night I was wandering through Ravelry, wandering through my queue. This may have to be a spotted raise? Spotted raise. A dotted raise shawl by Stephen West, I'm thinking. But I'm going to wait until the pound's a bit better against the dollar before I start doing things like that. But this was the gift from my boyfriend. He paid for this for me. very reluctantly. I was like, I want this one. Give me money, pay for it. Yay, give me yarn. So yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. Ooh, that almost went in my mug of tea. I'm sorry, I'm very excited. So that's that. It's so soft. It's so lovely. I'm going to really enjoy that when I get to knit with it. Then I'm actually going to show some knitting. It's not just going to be a haul. But then, and this was something I knew I wanted. I knew I wanted a purple mini, preferably sparkle, but there wasn't anyone that was doing a sparkle mini. And not many people were selling minis on their own. There was lots of people that were selling mini sets, and I wanted just one. I didn't want a whole set. I wanted one. So I walked past the Easy Knits booth, and they had a stand that was just minis. Perfect. And they liked the bright colours. And sure enough, here we are. Purple mini. They call it their Wickedlets, because I think one of their faces is like deeply wicked, so I suppose that's what they're saying. It's a little wicked. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 4-ply, 20 grams, should give me 80 meters, and this is the Queenie colourway. Now I will show you why I wanted a purple mini. So see what I'm doing there? Hair. My birthday cast on, which I probably could have finished if I hadn't fluffed it up, but I did, is using a skein of yarn from I Knit or Die. There's the tag, and it's the Ziggy Stardust base, so it's a sock base, 400 meters per 100 grams. It's 75, 20 and 5% superwash merino nylon stellina. It doesn't have a colourway name, so I can't tell you, but it is this gorgeous thing. I'm doing them 2 at a time. So I've got my lovely blues, and it does turn out, I didn't realise this until I started knitting with it, there are tiny flecks of purple in it already, and there is blacks. And those of you that follow me on Instagram, you may think, oh, I've seen these socks. You posted it, because a picture of it on Instagram, because it was your birthday cast on, and that was the day that you're travelling up to Edinburgh. So you had a lovely 6-hour train journey. And you may be thinking that these do not look like the ones that were in the picture, because the ones in the picture had a pattern on them, and the colour was pooling, so it was black on the front and then blue on the back, which was not very nice, if I'm honest. And I spent the whole journey up knitting on them. I was doing a sort of modified Erica Luder's Snape's stockings pattern. I sort of tweaked it a bit, and I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the pattern, and it wasn't until I think the day after we'd been there, so it was after the Yarn Festival, was that evening. I was happily knitting away on them, and I was about here, I think, on them, roughly about here, sort of that sort of. So I've done a fair chunk on both, 2 at a time, and I tried them on, and they were miles too big. So I then had to rip it. I ripped it down to the toe, to about here. And so I think I went from a 72 stitch to a 68 stitch, and the pattern, because the pattern had a bit of ribbing in it, I suppose that does give it a bit of stretch, so I decided to then just do it plain, because I'll get them done quicker, and hopefully, I really wanted to have them finished in Edinburgh, really, and that'd be my Edinburgh Yarn Festival birthday socks, which they still are, but I did most of it this side of the border. But it doesn't matter, we can live. And you might be able to see tiny little flecks of purple in there. So I did them plain. They fit perfectly now. I'm probably a couple of rows away before starting the cuff. Now, here's the point. I want a purple cuff. So a little purple pop on my birthday socks to go with my birthday hair. That's my reasoning behind it. That's my madness. Take that as you will. I don't care. The reason why I waffle on so much is because I have no one to talk to about knitting, so I'm afraid you've copped it. So that's that. Then, this was a booth I was keeping an eye out for because I met the wonderful ladies of Fine Fish yarns. They're from Northern Ireland, from Belfast, I believe. They're actually from Belfast, at Unravel. And she put up, or Fine Fish had put up on their Instagram, that I think they're called Be Inspired. I've lost my booklet as usual, you know. Don't want to do anything sensible, like keep anything useful. But I knew, or she put on there that I think it was called Be Inspired Yarns. We're going to be not wholesaling, but vending some of her yarn, because they won't be there as vendors themselves, but I think they were there as visitors. But yeah, so this booth had their yarn, and so I was up for that. I was up for a bit of Fine Fish, because my previous Fine Fish that I bought at Unravel, which I love, it's I'll open the hutch and show you. Ooh. Oh, it's wedged in with all the other fade colours. And of course it's second from the bottom. I got this one. Oranges, greens, yellows. You can see why I picked that. And I really wanted socks with this. But it's ended up in my fade because it matches my fade rather well. Very annoyingly. Grr. And I was really hoping to get another skein of Wildcard, which is the colourway of that one, I don't think I said, in their cool sock. But they didn't have it. They had this one, which I fell in love with as soon as I saw it. Now this is in the Luxe sock base, so that's an MCN, and this is the Heartstrings colourway. Don't know if you're getting a good... Well, that's probably the best colour representation. It's like a real sort of pale, creamy pink with then pops of darker pinks. So I think that will make... Originally I was going to do socks, but my mind has changed slightly, somewhat, as it does. So I'm just going to keep my eye on Fine Fish, and because they're doing some really nice yarns, so I may get some more. So that's that one. Ooh, no. But this vendor was also selling Hedgehog Fibres, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, the Republic. And this is what I got, because that's what I set out to do. All I wanted when I walked in there was a shawl pin, which I didn't get, Hedgehog Fibres, and a purple mini. That was my aim. I never shop with something in mind. Never. I think that's the best way to be at a festival, but never mind. So these are in their sock yarn, yeah, just the sock yarn, not the twist or anything, just sock, which is a 90-10 merino nylon blend. This gorgeous orangey apricot-y colour, which, is that better colour there? Probably. Yeah. This is Monarch. And then this other one in my hand is Bramble, which you might be thinking, again, Amy, you were really in to your pinks and purples at Edinburgh Yarn Festival. For someone who is orange and green and blue, this is unusual. But I love blackberry picking, and I love blackberry. I make blackberry jam. Actually, no, I make blackberry vodka, and with the leftover blackberries I make blackberry jam. I also make blackberry cupcakes with blackberry icing, and I freeze the icing to use later on because I always end up with far too much for that particular recipe. I love blackberries. I pick them like mad. So Bramble, I thought, oh, Bramble patch, blackberries. But we do have my gorgeous greeny tones in there. There is a bit of a mustardy, yellowy, rusty orange colour going on. So it does suit. And originally I thought Hedgehog Fibre socks, because Vegan Jilly of the Knitting, I always call her that, Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick podcast, says you should always have a Hedgehog Fibre sock on the go. I've never had Hedgehog Fibres before, and I want to try them out. But my mind has changed because there are apricotty tones in this and I think they want to be together. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking a Garter Goodness, possibly. Again, by Stephen West. I don't know. I just think they're so pretty together. And I do have a thing, if I buy the yarn from one place, I want them to all be together. That's what I did with Unravel. Most of my Unravel stash has gone into my fade, or will go into my fade. And then, oh actually this is what I should show you. I then went to the beast that everyone's been going nuts about, because the yarn is amazing, to Bien Aimee. And I got this beautiful minty green. Now this was a booth you had to push people out the way to get to, and I'm not that kind of person. And I was chatting to the lady next to me, because I said to her, like, I know exactly which one I want, meaning this one. It's over there and I can't reach it. And she was going, well, go on, give him an elbow. If you know what you want, give him an elbow. And I sort of dove in, wiggled my hand in, grabbed it, and near it was this one. Oh, I should yeah, I did tell you the names of the other ones. This is the Merino single base, which is 366 metres per 100 grams. It's 100% merino. And this is Wee Rainbow on the Vespa, which is quite fitting, don't you think? I think it's gorgeous. Again, pink. We'll ignore that. We'll stop going on about that. And this one is Driftwood Graffiti on the same base. I thought this would go nicely, possibly not now I look at it, with some I Knit or Dye. That's a bit too green, isn't it? That's fine. And because the woman I was chatting to also said, do you know what you're going to do with it? And I said, I have no idea. And she said, oh, that's the danger about, you know. And I said, I'm just going to look at it. I don't care. I'm just going to look at it because it's beautiful. It's my favourite mint green. And then this, you can see why I've gone for the rusty orange, can't you? And whilst I was waiting to pay, because you had to queue to get your yarn and then queue to pay because it was heaving, there was this one sitting on the table next to me. So this was my birthday to myself. And this is the Merino silk singles this time. So you get 400 metres per 100 grams. It's 70% merino and 30% mulberry silk. And this is the Yellow Brick Road colourway. Ideally, I wanted this in the same base as this, but I couldn't face fighting through everyone again and then having to wait to pay again. And I thought the colour would go really nicely with this one anyway. So then, I'm now thinking, yeah? How many 5-colour shawls do you know? Or 6-colour shawls. I'm not doing another fade. I've already picked out what I'm doing for fade. I am not having another day of wondering what to do with my fade. I spent a whole day doing that. So I'm also thinking Garter Goodness, which I think uses 4, but these are smallish skeins, so I may need 5. And if that's the case, I'll probably use that one for socks. Use me Fine Fish for socks. And then I'll probably do those. Possibly. Maybe not. Maybe not so much the Monarch. Maybe I'll do socks in that one and then have that. See, this is what this is all about. This is why I wanted to do this podcast, so I can just talk and think things out. I'm liking that. Yeah. Just all of the yarn. I've not finished. I was determined to find something that my boyfriend that my boyfriend would like. I said to him, if you find some sock yarn, and it took a while to get him to understand what stock yarn meant, kept picking up singles, bless him. I did pick up a few 100% merino wool, which probably would have been okay, because I do that, but he wears boots a lot, and he's a motorbike, so he wears motorbike boots, and he's a chef, so he wears like proper work steel cap boots, and I thought, if he wears, I mean, it's unlike, I don't know, it's unlikely to wear this to work because it would be too warm. But I then stopped off, or we walked past Phileas Yarns, and he saw this and was like, oh yeah, because I kept picking up things that were grey but with flashes of orange in and things like that, because I'm like, I've got to knit with it, I've got to love it too. It's fine, it's grey, it's fine. It's an 80/20 merino nylon sock yarn. It's the Explorer base. I do not know how to say that, so I'm not going to try, because I think they may come after me and tell me off. But it's 365 metres to 100 grams. And I'll just knit him a pair of socks. It's his birthday in a couple of weeks, and I might be able to quickly... Better get a wiggle on with that, actually. Get some socks out of that, so I better wind that up soon. So that is that. There was also... Right, my other aim... I had 4 things, actually. I said there was 3, there's actually 4. I have a lot of leftover yarns. I put a square in my blanket of all my 4-ply sock yarns and everything. That goes in the blanket. But I'm always left with still a bit after that. Part exemplar. This is Stranded Dyeworks Oasis in the Sundial colourway. This has been in my Colour Affection, my Meriston mittens, which match my Colour Affection, and my Colour Affection leftover socks. There's a square in my blanket, and I've still got about 15 grams left. So my idea was Stephen West again, the brioche chevron shawl, and use up all my scraps, and I will also just use it, and if I play yarn chicken and lose it in the middle of a row, I don't mind, because this is just, it's going to basically sit, when this cosy memory blanket gets too big to sit on the back of my chair, the brioche chevron wrap is going to sit on the back of my chair. See, I've planned it, and it's going to be my scrappy wrap around when I'm at home type thing. So I don't mind if I run out in the middle of a row. So if I've got 5 grams of one colour, 20 grams of another, and I'm just going to play. And because it's brioche, so it's double-sided. So you've got like the yellow on one side, and you've got the blue in the front and the yellow in the background on the other side. So I wanted to get some naturally undyed yarn, which I did. This is Falklands Merino 4-ply from Laxtons Limited, and it was really cheap, and I really wish I'd bought some more, because I also have another idea of what I'd like to do with some. But it doesn't matter, I'm sure I will come across some naturally undyed yarn again at some point. But this is, yeah, from the Falklands. Preferably I wanted British, just because of locality. But Falklands is still part of the UK, so I can live with that. We still own it. Ha ha. If you ask the Falklanders, they say they want UK. So ask them, not us. Yeah, so I thought I'd do one side naturally undyed yarn, one side every colour under the rainbow, so you can have what yarn starts off as and what yarn becomes. Oh, it's a genius idea. I know you're all going to copy me now because I'm just so amazing. And then, so these things do kind of have a purpose. And since buying it, well, I knew kind of things I like, and I knew how much I'd need for things I like, and I can always pair it with other stuff, make another... I really would like to make another exploration station, but and do the brioche properly and not increase on just the one side and not the other. And rapidly increase in the last 2 rows. you know, I'd like to do that. So this next one, and the final of the yarn, is Daughter of a Shepherd. I got 3 skeins, and this I've now learned. I think I'm fatter than I am, and I would probably actually only need 2 for a waistcoat, because that's what I thought. Because I really wanted to try it, and it's really sheepy smelling, which I love. This is the 4-ply. I probably should mention. Yeah, it's the 4-ply, 75% Hebridean sheep and 25% Swart Bless, which I presume is a breed of sheep again. And this is yarn from the Hebridean sheep, 24th of June 2016 clip. So they actually tell you what date the sheep was clipped on, which is quite cool. It's completely undyed, natural. This is the colour of the sheep. So I thought this much, or I thought I wanted to do a waistcoat, I thought, to start with. Because I love wearing waistcoats, and I'm not really a brownie person. Well, it looks black on there, but it is like a really dark, rich chocolate brown. It won't really go with a lot of things that I wear. But I really would like to try Daughter of a Shepherd, because I walked straight past them at Unravel, because I thought, oh, it's all dark. Missing the point, it's natural sheep. Idiot. Now I've got home and I've actually looked up some patterns. I have too much for a waistcoat, but probably not enough for a jumper. And I don't know if I'll be able to get, because I'd rather, they're all the 24th of June clip, so I don't know if I'll be able to get the same clip again if I ever see them again. Idiot. But I'm also thinking perhaps a nice colourwork Fair Isle sweater, with this being the main colour, and then having like a colourful yoke. Or I quite fancy having one of those really nice Nordic colourful, not colourful, but just kind of patterned yokes, and then it sort of slowly dissipates into the main colour. So it changes from sort of one colour to the other almost, because then I'd have enough of the main colour, and perhaps get another one of these, so it's all natural. That'd be quite cool. All natural sheep jumper. That'll be my really cosy winter walks type jumper, and have like colour work in the sleeves, just so I can eke out this. So I don't know. That one will sit in the stash for a while before I finally come up with a decision. So that is it for yarn. My 5th aim out of my 3 aims was to get a project bag, which I did, from Pink Hazel, who was in the room at Unravel that I didn't go in. So I'm very pleased that I managed to get that. That's her card there. Don't know if you can read that. Might be clever and link stuff. It's got I didn't even look at the inside. This was the booth where the lady commended my buying ability, where I just saw it on the side. She'd never seen me at the stand before, because I hadn't been at the stand before. I just looked at it and went, that one please, thank you, I'll have that one. But it suits me. We've got my favourite peppermint green, we've got my birdie fascination. You might see some buddies up there and some buddies behind me. I do love a good birdie. There's some sheepies, good old sheep, and then there's some mustard yellow, and there's jacks. Love jacks, but you know, it just suit me. I didn't orange zip pull. I didn't even look at the inside, which is a lovely plummy cranberry blackberry colour. So I actually have a project bag that doesn't have a wonky bottom. Well, my Mrs. Brown's bag doesn't have a wonky bottom, but I always forget about that one because I got that in a swap. So it doesn't, but it's got oilcloth on the bottom. It feels so sturdy, so good. I love it. So this is going to be my shawl bag, because I have a lot a lot of the bags I've made are quite small. This is my snow melt shawl is in this very wonky bottomed project bag. So now I've done this, I can put the snow melt shawl in here and it'll have a bit more wiggle room. And it might make me knit on it a bit more, I don't know. But I love it. I love it so much. And I love that we've got this lovely triangular pattern as well. You know, a lot of work has gone into that. So, very pleased with that. So, breathe deeply. Sip of tea. That was my Edinburgh Yarn Fest haul. That is everything. Let me tell you, the pint that I had after that was the best pint of my life, I think. Possibly not. I think the best pint of my life was the one we had after we cycled round Burewater. That was pretty good. So, seeing as this video is now 44 minutes and 50 seconds long, I think it's time I signed off. So, thank you very much for watching. I have done 2 videos now which are basically just hauls, so I need to do something that's slightly more exciting. I really want to do a few sort of chatty vlogs. I've got some ideas in a notebook. I've got quite a few ideas. And I've been empowered by Stranded Direct's recent podcast as well. So I will probably, possibly get something done on that. Whether it's this week or next week, I don't know. But, you know. I'm now going to sit in front of my iPad and wait for it to upload. Actually, I'm not going to sit in front of it. I'm just going to leave it to... Fest is not the right word. Just leave it to ferment. That's not even a good word, is it, either? I'm just going to leave it to upload. Just, you know, go to something fun. Maybe bake or something. It's been a week, over a week now since I baked, so that's out of the question. So I'm going to have to get some baking done. That is all my yarn. I have got a huge pile on the floor now, and I need to find a home for it all because it's not going to fit. And I'm going to finish my socks today, hopefully. And I've got a sock for my dad that really needs finishing because I need the needles to knit my boyfriend's socks. I might just stick. I don't really want to stick those onto a stitch holder because I've got another sock for my dad that's on a stitch holder because I needed the needles for something else, and otherwise I just will never pick it up again, will I? So that's that. I really want to finish my snow melt shawl, but I did start that 2 days after the final clue came out, so it's not like I started when everybody else started, okay? And I'm on clue 2. So yeah. And I need to sort out my flamboyant sweater, which I've messed up. And now I'm just sitting here talking absolute rubbish. So, thanks for watching. Oh dear. I've had a really good, really nice weekend. Really lovely birthday and just a jolly, lovely time. So, thank you very much for watching. And I hope to see you soon in some other waffly, chatty nonsense. Also, do you like my earrings? They've got flamingos on. See you soon. Bye.